Turning now to the landmark legal case against former President Donald Trump after he was indicted on charges related to a hush money scheme. He told followers on social media last night that he's flying to New York today and he will show up for his arraignment tomorrow. He's also been trying to stir up anger at the judge and others in the case. Robert Costa is outside the courthouse in New York. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Nate. We will not know what specifically is in this indictment until it is unsealed tomorrow. But former President Trump and Republicans are already on the attack.
He's gearing up for a battle.
Former President Trump and his legal team are preparing to fight what his lawyer Joe Tacopina is calling a political persecution.
Of course, I very much anticipate a motion to dismiss coming because there's no law that fits this.
The former president is expected to appear in court on Tuesday afternoon, escorted by NYPD officers and Secret Service agents. There, CBS News senior legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says he'll be processed like any other defendant.
He will have his picture taken, which becomes a mugshot. He will have his fingerprints taken electronically, like any other defendant at this point in time.
The indictment remains sealed, but a source familiar tells CBS News that Trump will likely be charged with falsifying business records in the first degree, a felony stemming from his alleged role in hush money paid to adult film star Stormy Daniels back in 2016.
I should not be held accountable for Donald Trump's dirty deeds.
Michael Cohen, a key witness for the prosecution, alleges Trump directed him to make the payments to Daniels. Cohen has served time in prison, partly for his role in that exchange. In an interview with CBS News, he says this investigation goes beyond his word.
Let the documents and the evidence speak for itself.
For weeks, Trump has gone on the offensive, going after Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg and now the judge assigned to the case. Trump wrote on his social media site Friday, Judge Juan Merchan hates me. Republicans came to Trump's defense this weekend, including potential competitors in the 2024 race.
They're trying to do all these legal gymnastics to try to act like it's a felony. He has an agenda. That is not the rule of law.
But not all GOP rivals are voicing support. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson announced on Sunday he's running for president and thinks Trump should get out of the race.
The office is more important than any individual person. And so for the sake of the office of the presidency, I do think that's too much of a sideshow and distraction.
After Tuesday's arraignment, Trump plans to return to Florida, where he will speak to reporters at Mar-a-Lago, all while his attorneys keep close tabs on the ongoing federal investigations of Trump on January 6th and on classified records. Natalie.
Bob, thanks for keeping a watch there.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawada from the Men of Valor camp here in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video of sincerity and the truth of the Lord will it could be edifying. And I was watching the news, I got CNN on and whatnot, and this is pretty much what they've been talking about. I just brought this topic up because over the weekend, with them announcing that they indicted, Trump on these charges and all this shit, how the spirit is being put on these Trump-loving, Second Amendment Edomites, all right, especially here in the South, how that spirit is being put back on them. All right, if you can remember a couple years ago during the election, I know especially down here where I'm at, these damn Edomites would ride with these super huge fucking Trump flags, hosted on the back of their trucks. All right, and when Biden won the election, or was selected, so to speak, that spirit, although they said, they stole the election and all this stuff, and, through the spirit, we were speculating whether or not people would, this would be a means for a civil war. A lot of people bought guns. It was a record-setting amount of guns bought during that time because of the potential civil unrest, which we know is biblical, all right, but nothing really happened at that time. So now you having, you had the January 6th thing go on. You even had, as of right now, this indictment, and now that spirit is being roused back up in these Edomites. And I don't think he's going to do any time or nothing like that. He's tapped in with the elites. He came in, did what he was supposed to do. And for the most part, he's set up to, for these so-called right-wingers, and they love Trump, man. They worship Trump like a damn god. And through the spirit, brothers and elders, we speculate through the spirit that Trump is Nero in the reincarnation, which is possible. We're not 100% certain, but he's pompous as hell, but he's entertaining, man. He's way more entertaining than this fucking Biden dude. He just comes in, read the script. He got dementia. He don't know what the fuck going on. And, the nations are seeing a weakness in Biden. But Trump is the epitome of what it means to be a damn Edomite, And that's why these so-called white people take so much pride in following him. And they're pissed off if he does get these charges brought against him. Now, potentially, this could spark something. Maybe not, but this gives me an opportunity, as always, to go into what the scriptures say. This is Isaiah chapter 19. We'll start at verse 2. It says Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. It says, "And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian." And I did it. I brought this out last time I did a video on them potentially indicting Trump. So now we know that he did. And as you heard in the video, they were talking about how, he's going to get his picture taken, mugshot, and this is all some theatrics to rouse up the spirit of these damn Edomites, because the elites, they want to bring order out of chaos. They want to ensue chaos. They want to ensue, anarchy, lawlessness, so that they could come in and ultimately declare martial law. Something goes on with the food, something goes on with, communications, and, this thing can spiral out of control quickly. So the Lord said, verse 2, it says, "And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians." And the modern day Egyptians are mainly you damn Edomites, man. Because this is spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. All right, so by default, you're spiritually the Egyptians, because you had us in captivity, and you still refuse to let us go. You refuse to acknowledge us, which we don't want you to. Like the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart. He's hardening the hearts of you Edomites. You're heavily coming against us being the Israelites, which, hey, that's how it's supposed to be. But it says, "And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." And we're seeing that on all fronts. Here you have these Edomites on the right that believe in, the traditional so-called values of America. They believe heavily on their sword. They like things the way they are. And this was basically the prelude to the Civil War back in the day. You had a split in the direction in which slavery should go, privatized or pretty much federal. Right? The Edomites of the South, they wanted to continue privatize slavery because it was making them filthy rich. While the introduction of the elites and stuff into the North, they wanted everybody to pretty much be a damn slave, and that's pretty much what happened. Well, same thing going on now. You have these so-called woke, leftists, alphabet people, freaks and whatnot, and they're trying to push everybody to be, fluid with their sexuality and their gender and all that shit. And they're ultimately trying to push for transhumanism, the MOTB and all that. Well, these right-wing, conservative Edomites, these Trump-loving Edomites, they're not going for shit like that. They like things the way they are. And see, that, that shows you there's nothing new under the sun, because that's exactly what happened during the Civil War, But ultimately, the elites want to push this MOTB, and, hey, they're going to use Trump, and Trump, he don't mind it. Best believe he's tapped in with the elites, man. So if they saying, oh, we're going to play like we're going to arrest you and all that shit, he probably good. I doubt he's actually getting any charges brought up against him. But it's to get the spirit in these people roused up so that they can fight against each other. Because, hey, as the Lord said, let's grab this. Let's see. We'll get Luke chapter 11. In verse 17, it says, "But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them," and this is Yahushua speaking, "Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation." And right, we're seeing that this place, America, is more divided than ever before. all right, on all fronts. So it's not going to be able to stand. It's going to be brought to desolation. It says, and a house divided against a house falleth. If Satan also be divided against himself, all right, because you damn Edomites are the spiritual, or you're the physical manifestation of the spiritual demon Satan on the earth. All right, you do, especially the top elites, you do the bidding of Satan on the left-hand side, which you're actually being directed because Satan takes orders from the Heavenly Father in Yahweh Shah. It says, if Satan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? Because ye say that I cast out devils through Beelzebub, you know, so these damn devils, they're divided against themselves, you know, and their kingdom is not going to stand. Now, they're trying to use this division as a means to bring in order out of chaos, as I mentioned before, because their goal is to implement this MOTB, you know. But we're going to see violence ensue. We don't know if this is what's going to cause it, but we're going to see violence ensue. We're going to see people coming up against each other. And this is just further proof that this place is divided. Like I said, over the weekend, I've been seeing these, trucks, and they done pulled their damn Trump flags back out, man. And these ain't no small flags. These are big ass flag poles on the back of these damn trucks, you know, and they're riding down, you know, through the city with them, you know, proud. So, you know, we'll see what happens with this. You know, we'll see if this, rouses up the people. You know, we'll watch as well as pray as always. But wanted to bring out this information, Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. To the next time, Shalom.